guess who has a meeting with the dean because she got into a verbal altercation with her professor. If you don't know, one thing I do not play about is my academic integrity. For some reason, my English professor thought it was a good idea to play with me. Of course, I'm not going for it. So in class, we're reviewing what we should and shouldn't do in our papers for our final exam. And he puts this paper up on the board. And we're going through the paper and just like, hey, a lot of this sounds super familiar. And in fact, this looks like my paper. And as he goes on, he's explaining how this is just an example of an essay that you don't want your paper to look like. I'm in the lecture hall so offended when he says this. Closer to the end of lecture, he says, whoever's paper this is, you know who you are, see me after class. So I go see him after class. We sit down, he goes, I know our written final is coming up. I see you've used an M dash a couple of times in your paper. I say, gosh, I didn't know M dashes were a crime nowadays. He says, yeah, M dashes are a big indicator of AI usage. And I am just so appalled because I would never. So we start going back and forth, and I'm not gonna lie, it gets kind of loud. I told him I have no need for any type of AI like ChatGPT or anything because I have a website that I use that helps me ethically write my papers. Doesn't believe me, and so I literally grab my laptop from out of my bag, slam it down on his desk, and I said, here, I'll show you. So when I open my laptop and I'm starting to show him the website, I'm like, this is the website I used for my paper. It's called Inara. I used it to find my references, to organize my references, to make my citations. I promise you, I did not use AI. Even pulled my essay up in Inara and I showed him exactly how I did the citations and how I found the references. Needless to say, I think he actually liked the website. You know, sometimes you might have to be loud and you might have to assert dominance because by the end of our meeting, he told me he'd look over my essay again and he apologized. But now I have to meet with the dean and explain the whole fiasco. Hopefully my professor will pull through and take up for me because I cannot risk getting expelled.